Steve 716 here, and welcome back to my little YouTube channel. So today guys, I'm going to install the battery into, if I can point my finger in the right direction, into my Chinese Alibaba clone 48 volt 29 amp hour e-bike. So I have the battery down. This is a battery, guys. Samsung 48 volt 29 amp hour, and it probably weighs about 10 to 12 kilos. So it says Samsung cells, but are they? Who knows? We'll never know, because I'm never going to open it up. So there you go, the main connector, and there's your charge leads there, positive and negative. So it's just a case of removing the side panel. I may remove the other side as well. So remove the side panel, get the battery in, make sure it's nice and padded and fitted well, connect it up, turn the bike on for the first time. What we've got here, guys, as you can see, I've removed both the side panels. So just to speed up the video a bit more, really, to be honest with you. So as you can see, inside these lower wattage Alibaba e-bikes, you got an internal frame cover, whatever you want to call it, for the battery. So obviously the batteries are a lot smaller in these ones. If you go for the more high powered ones, the 8000 and above, the actual battery will fill the majority of this frame up, so there's obviously no need for this, and the controller will be sat up the top here. And on these lower wattage ones, the controller is underneath. Well, you can actually put the controller underneath if you want to. On the high powered ones, it's entirely up to you. But anyway, this is like an internal frame, so it's just basically a couple of Phillips screws each side. So you remove them, and we'll have a quick look inside here. So what you got inside here is you've got this nice long cable. This is basically just for your lights, so there's plenty of it on here to reach to the back, and you obviously poke through the holes here and connect up your rear light if you want one, or you could use it for a front light. It's entirely up to you. And you've got your main power plug here, which obviously is for the battery, and you've got your two charge cables here, which obviously connect up to your two charge cables on your battery. And up in there, you can just see it, there's a 12 volt step down converter. So that is just steps down 48 to 12 volt for your lights or whatever you want to use it for. And there you've got your ignition cables, which go to up to ignition there. So pretty basic stuff inside here. Majority of the wires come out of the controller, so the controller's nice and hidden away, and all your cables go up to your various points where they need to go to. So what I like to use is I've got some foam tape here, which I just like to run some foam tape down the base of the frame here, and also along the bottom here as well, so the battery sits on some foam tape of some description. And there highly likely will be a slight gap at the top here, so I'll normally pack that out with a bit of bubble wrap or foam, or even some more foam tape, or whatever you want to do, just to make sure the battery's nice and secure in there. I'm just going to remove these screws, these Phillips screws. What you want is a nice long Phillips screwdriver for this. It makes it a damn sight easier, because they are quite small and fiddly, and they're really tight to this internal frame. So you want a nice long screwdriver just to remove these 4 screws. So that's got that out of the way. So you've got a nice decent space here to work with now. bit of foam blowing around in there. So now I'm going to use my foam tape. So I'm just going to cut a few strips and put down on the base here and up the back here like I mentioned before. So that's basically all I've done, guys, is I've done 3 strips of this foam tape down on the base of the main frame and just a bit down the bottom here just to support the battery and keep it off the metal basically, so it just makes it fit nice and snug. Now guys, what you have to do with this, the easiest way, is to put the battery in the support frame. Don't put the battery in, otherwise you'll never get this top frame piece, support frame in. So you have to put them both in together, like that. Alright? So I'm only getting both in together. And it's just a case really of packing out the top really. So as you can see, I've got the support frame in the frame now with the battery, but you've got shed loads of room here still. And you've got some down the sides here as well, if you can see that. So what I tend to do with this is just screw it up first, put your Phillips screws back in, then pack it out with, well, whatever you like. You can use a bit of cardboard or some bubble wrap, a bit of foam, whatever you want to use really. Right guys, so what I've done here, in the battery box, what the battery come in, was some really nice, sort of stiff, tough foam packing. So you can actually use that to wedge the battery in, and that's exactly what I've done. So I'll put some down the side here and some on the top as well. So it's nice and snug in there, and that battery is absolutely solid in there, that's going nowhere. And in my opinion, that's how it needs to be, because you don't want that battery vibrating around in there. So it's looking good. So the nuts are done up nice and tight, the screws should I say. So obviously 2 each side, and just remember to put the battery in the case in together, otherwise you won't get the case back in over the battery. So yeah, and just use some packing. I mean, just use whatever you like really, just to pack it out and stop any vibrations. So now it's a case of just connecting up the cables and switch it on and give it a test. So first let's remove this light cable, which I'm not going to use for the minute. So I'll just tie that up and get that out of the way down there. So what we got here is your charge cables, the battery. You've got your cover on there, you can take that off now. Obviously black to black. The charge, red to red, they can go away, and there's your main battery plug now. There's signs on there for plus, and that's it, stacked together. So this is quite a meaty connector, and ideally you want to wrap this up as well. If you can maybe stick it up the top there, maybe if you want to, but generally I just wrap it up in bubble wrap to well, I actually stuff all this area with bubble wrap, because that step down at the top there is the 12-volt step down. There's only double-sided tape on the frame, so there is a chance that could vibrate and fall off and start rattling around. So in my opinion, just pack it all out with bubble or whatever you want to do. Guys, this is the first switch on I've actually done of the bike. I literally haven't turned it on until now, which I'm just about to do. So turn the key on, and you want to hold down the power button, and hopefully we will have some life. Please? Yes. So there you go. It's ready to go, and it's reading 48.6, so it does need some charging there. Also about half charge. So first things first is to get it onto charge, and yep, and she's going. So there you go, sorted. So we turn it off, hold that power button down, it's gone off, flick the key off, and all I need to do now is get a bit of foam bubble wrap around the main battery connector, just pack that area out a bit, put the side panels back on, and the bike is ready to go. And I shall get some onboard action of this one and what this one is capable of very shortly. Guys, that's just a basic installation of the battery on the 48 volt 3000 watt Alibaba e-bike. Yeah, it's quite easy stuff, quite straightforward. It's self-explanatory. You know, you can only put the cables to where they need to go, and that's the only bit of wiring you have to do on these is literally connect the battery up. And obviously if you want to put some lights on it, then that's entirely up to you, but the cables are there, and the 12 volt step down is already installed on the bike. So I hope you found that of some use, guys, and until the next time, keep safe, and I'll see you soon.